Here we're going to focus on a few points that will make your descemet rhexis and DMEK easier and more consistent. So first of all, feel your way into the layer, and then it's a nice, smooth, light touch, exactly like the donor preparation. You're trying not to get into the pre-descemet layer, so it's a light touch for your score all the way around, and that'll help you not to get tags. And the second point to emphasize is this sort of Nike swoosh-like movement where you're tickling in the edge of the descemet rhexis, not just a radial pull. So there we are, seeing it in slow motion on repeat here. That's a tangential movement and then a little radial tickle in at the end there, just to help that in without any tags or tears. So fill up with cohesive viscoelastic and then dispersive on the surface to help your view. Take the epithelium off if the epithelium is really edematous and is clouding your view. Do everything you can for a good view, and then it's a real light touch. Again, trying not to get into the pre-descemet layer. You're aiming for a circumference just slightly larger than your 8mm graft, which is standard. You can mark the cornea if you want to. Otherwise, you can use the lens as a kind of scale bar, about 1 millimeter outside. That is good. And it's a light touch all the way around. And then this kind of tangential movement with a little radial pull at the end just to tickle in the descemet rhexis without any tears or tags. And so it doesn't really matter if the size is slightly smaller than the graft or larger, as long as you don't have any tags sticking up that are going to interfere with your landing zone. So you want a nice clean landing zone. And ideally, as Klaus Kasifian teaches, have this slightly larger than the donor you're putting in. So you get a clean landing right onto the peeled descemet area. So light touch all the way around, and then this kind of tangential followed by a small radial movement at the end, a sort of Nike swoosh if you like, to tickle in the edge of the descemet rhexis there and leave a nice clean border with no tags. And then if your graft does overlap, then it doesn't impact on adhesion so much. And coming around towards your entry sites here, it's a little tricky to avoid taking the descemet off right up to the entry sites, and often it is appropriate to take it right off up to the entry sites there. And then you're just tickling that right into the center, so you're cleanly off all the way around. You can use reverse action forceps to help you with this, or if you get any tags you want to peel around, but then you just need to encourage it towards the entry site, and then any forceps will do just to take it away. And then you're down to removing your viscoelastic in preparation for the donor insertion. And the main thing to say there, of course, it is cohesive viscoelastic, so you can actually see when you've got it all removed. And don't forget to go under the lens to remove the viscoelastic from within the bag.